Peer-to-peer lending, do you do any of that?
Personally, I don't know.
But you've heard of it?
I've heard of it, yeah.
So that might be helpful?
Yeah. Different ways in which technology makes the ability to pay for things.
That's it?
Different types of technology, for example, phones and basic things nowadays. Question mark for how long will credit cards and debit cards be needed in a society where you can effectively
use your phone to pay for that?
To pay for things. That's very interesting.
And bitcoins and all these electronic payments?
Bitcoins is interesting. It's more of the shady black side of the financial market. It's not really part of the financial system yet. And obviously, last couple of months, Bitcoin itself has gone through quite a downfall.
But there's at least 30 major electronic currencies, so there are many others that might help.
Yeah. I think it's the beginning of.
But it's the blockchain that makes it all unhackable, so that you can do other things on the blockchain as well as the money.
Yeah.
So land now can be linked to it. And we can tax land value, which is the real way to tax society, because they aren't doing anything with their land, and we're all losing by it. But if they were taxed on the rentable value of their land, they would give us their land to rent and use it, and they would get the income, and then they'd pay this little tax. And that would be a huge benefit, especially in Scotland, where they've got so much land, but only a few people own it, so it's not productive.
Actually, talking about Scotland, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't know if you know there's a referendum that's going to happen in Scotland in September in terms of whether or not they want to be an independent country from the rest of the United Kingdom. I think the jury's still out in terms of where the outcome of that one will be, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I kind of understand where they're coming from, but I think from a financial services perspective, it's not a good way for the Scottish to go. But we shall see.
So they'll link with Norway and other northern countries and have a trade up there.
Well, they already do have a trade, but they have it.
But mostly with us, 70% with us.
So that will be interesting.
Yeah, they should be Nordic, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
And different from us, and then they will go ahead and prosper, and then we'll have to try and catch up.
Oh, I don't think that we'll be catching up with them, personally.
You don't think they'll go race ahead financially?
What, Scotland?
Yeah, if they become independent. Neither?
Because I think at the moment they have tremendous bargaining power as being part of the UK and England and part of the Eurozone as a whole. And I think for them to be independent and go it alone, slightly different story. So for example, you don't know to a certain extent, okay, you've got, in terms of a country, what they export, they're a very famous product. But in terms of how finances work, it's inextricably linked to how the UK financial system works and how that integrates to Europe and the globe as a whole. So I haven't personally worked out how it's going to work if they go it alone, but we shall see.
It keeps you all in business.
Absolutely.
There's trading and shifting money around.
Yeah. In fact, and this is why it's great to come to openings like this, because you see where the money in the economy goes and innovation in, wonderful old European designer fashion houses, and see how they impact and innovate and look to provide individual services and differentiate themselves from the marketplace. It's fascinating. See all the work that's been put up into effectively a way of marketing.
It keeps our crocodile farmers busy in Australia. When I first came here in 81, I came down here to buy a suitcase and found an elephant-hide suitcase.
Oh wow!
A set of them, and I dropped them on the corner, and they opened. So that's how you test the suitcase if it's any good or not. You close it, and then you drop it on its corner, and it popped open.
Does that mean is that a good test?
Well, it's a pretty basic suitcase. But eventually I found some in Selfridges, a whole set of them, made in Italy, and the stitching was huge, wide stitching, which you don't normally get on cases. So I've got the finest cases I've ever seen. But you're quite right. It's knowing what to look for when you're buying something. So here's a test. What should for everyone listening? If you buy the best case, what should it be lined with? What material? Obviously, it's made from leather. What material lines the best case?
I don't know, silk?
Yeah, that's right. The reason they use cotton is that it's absorbent. It's absorbent.
Okay, so you gave me the answer. Sorry for your listeners, I failed that test completely.
It's a question that no one knows the answer. So that, and of course, I've always wanted to get so most people wrap their rich cases up in plastic so no one steals them to go through, customs and on the planes.
Well, no one steals them, but you can identify them at the other end.
That's right. So, but there are case bags that I've never bought, but I've always wanted to buy one. Like you put shoes in those little bags.
I have lots of those.
But there should be little bags to put these in, shouldn't there, when they sell them?
Oh, they have plenty of
to
bags.
Protect them.
Oh yeah. And special cloths to clean them.
Yeah.
Lots of instructions about where to keep it, what kind of temperature, all of these things. Avoid sunlight. Very engaging. Especially if you invest time and energy in making a bespoke handbag or purse or whatever it is. You want to take care of it. It's actually a piece of you, I guess.
So what's your favourite possession? Mine are my Italian cases that when I go through customs I get stopped because they think I've got something in it that I shouldn't have. Because they're so luxurious.
I've never really thought about, I think, jewellery, I think is probably...
Oh, good. What have you got here?
So I have Solange Zaguri rings on. This is a bespoke ring which I have designed especially.
Wow. Has it got some
sapphires, and there's a moonstone, and this is onyx on gold, on white gold. So yeah. That was pretty amazing.
Very impressive, the shape.
So I think jewellery is, for me, very personal because you wear it on a regular basis.
Yeah. And this other one's got amazing shape.
This one is it's a lip.
It's a what?
It's a lip.
Oh, a lip.
Supposed to be a lip.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. Very clever. And the matching lip and matching nail polish.
Nail polish, yeah. So I don't think in terms of...
So when you stand up in front of the judges, do you leave them on?
Depending on the mood that I'm in. Well, it's not really appropriate in the English court suit. This one I would, this one I wouldn't wear. But yeah, it depends. It depends what kind of court it is and what kind of case and who your clients are. But it's great. Jewellery is very personal. You can link particular luck to it or not, depending on how you're feeling.
So what drew you into the law in the first place?
It's just something that touches everybody. I think it's an area where you can find something that interests you, and you can find your niche and just figure out the legal complexities and intricacies of that area. So I personally was always interested in international trade, the way that money flows, the way that it facilitates the growth of the market as a whole. So I went into financial services.
So this is Elizabeth. I'm filming this live, so don't interrupt too much. So this is a lawyer. She's just telling me about her law. So I'll be with you in a minute.
What else would you like to know? So that's it really, and it's just a question of finding something that you're passionate about and going with it. Shocking candy.
So are we going to see some more?
Yes,
Let's see some more.
Bear with me.
This is
Sally.
You introduced me to this lady there, and she's going to show us around, and I'm broadcasting. Don't
I would
interrupt.
just double check whether upstairs is open. Okay. Because then it would get to you upstairs and we get stuck again. We'll just push it right through. We might get stuck right through.
So this is how we're going to get into the parties and the people. It's like... Oh, don't be naughty.
Let me go find out. Okay. Rachel, darling, would you mind just putting these boxes away when you have 2 seconds, just so we don't have any ostrich or alligator or crocodile go missing? That would be wonderful. go up, but if we can't, then we might be stuck here.
That's okay.
However, I will try and take you around so you can see the bags
Oh, yes, please.
that have been designed.
We'd like
10
to
bags.
auction them. So this is going out live, but no one's watching. But if there's a record, now I need to manage it, and so I can send them the copy, and then I'll be invited to more parties to stream live. But yes, don't say anything, let's stream live. So I need to manage it.
Lalio and Naomi Campbell.
Very good. So this is recording as well, so I can show them a link to it, and then get invited to other events. Don't say anything, just do it live. Did you watch the one on the statue gallery I took?
None of my friends could get through that way.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, we are free to go.
Well done. We'll wait for you here.
Okay, let's gather.
I've just been told me one of the ways they can make up bags from samples. We're getting upstairs. Okay, yes. Let's go. Liz is coming too. Come on, Liz.
This bag here is one of our pen bags. And it's red crocodile with a jade, Chinese jade handle. Beautiful, absolutely And this is the Naomi Paris, and this is the peekaboo in Pollo Romano with the emblem of Africa, and then the juxtaposition of the stripes from the American flag and the butterflies representing the stars. Truth, love and freedom.